Hi everyone, Rick Bray with the Plick team at Broomtower Gabosi's, and maybe you got your hands on one of these and you thought to yourself, I didn't order any weightlifting equipment, what's going on? Well, let's dig in and see what's happening. Hi friends, we're here today to talk about the Sphero Indi Classroom Kit. Now, when you first open this kit and unzip the top, you'll notice that there are 8 small blue cases and 1 slightly larger yellow case. Let's start off by looking at those blue cases. These blue cases are the student kits, and when you open them up, one of the things you'll find first is that there are some sticker instructions on the back of the front cover. Really easy to understand for learners of all ages. Inside this student kit, you'll find a small micro USB charging cable that's brown. You'll see some different cards. We'll get to those in just a second. And you'll find there are a total of 20 different tiles of different colors, and there's 8 different colors. Now let's look at these for just 1 second. When you take out one of these tiles, you'll notice that they're flexible and they're pretty durable. They're made of like a vinyl material. The top is smooth and the bottom is a little rough. And again, there are a total of 20 tiles, 8 different colors. These are what you use to code the robot. The robot does different things based on those colors. So that slightly sticky back to the tile is designed so it can go onto it like the floor and not slide all around. Now, I know you may be wondering, but Rick, what does each color do? How do I know what the robot's supposed to do? Well, that's where these challenge cards come into play. First time you open this up, you'll see in the back of it, there's some stickers that your students can use to design or customize their robot, because, I mean, who doesn't love stickers? And then these tiles are, challenged cards are designed with a number in the top left corner of each one. And the purpose of them is to help your students explore and learn what each color tile does. For example, it starts on green and says, what does green do? And then it asks, well, this little trophy, that's celebrating, right? What do I do to celebrate? Well, when I celebrate, I go, woo, and I dance all around. And that's what the car will do when it goes on the right spot. So which color do I need to put here to make it celebrate? And that helps your students see as they go through each subsequent challenge. It's not necessarily a harder challenge, but it shows what a different color does. Now, if you happen to be one of those teachers that has to know everything about everything before you get started, don't worry. Cards number 14 and 15 show each color and what they do. It can also act as a reference for your students. Speaking of references, card number 13 is a compass protractor type reference, which could be really neat and helpful for your students, because you'll see that some of these make the robot turn at different angles. So if they're not yet familiar with angles, having something to reference from is really helpful. So that's what's in each student kit, is the charging cable, the different color tiles, the stickers, and the challenge cards that help your students learn what the tiles do the first time around. Now, you may have heard me refer to a robot a few times and you're saying there's no robot in here. Where's the robot? Well, that's in the yellow case. So let's take a look at that real quick. When I take a look inside of this slightly larger yellow case, I find 8 robots that are nested inside of the case, and they look like little cars. Let's face it, they're cute, right? If it's the first time you're using it, there's some protective film that you can peel off, and you'll see, again, each one sets in its own spot. The spots are labeled 1 through 8, but the robots or cars are absolutely interchangeable. Those numbers just might help you keep track of which students have which robot. Now, again, just like the student kit, we'll see there's some stickers on the back side of the cover, and it tells us to turn the robot on, simply press the power button on the back. You'll notice on the bottom that there is the visual sensor that as the car is driving along is looking down for those color tiles we saw in the student kits. Now, one thing I think is particularly ingenious about this setup is the robot kit is here and it's housed. And you may have noticed in the student kit, there was a small empty space in the front. Well, I can take one of my robots, I can set it into the student case and close it back up. And now my students have a safe and secure way to transport the robot and their materials to their station. Really, really smart design. Now, when you're looking at these stickers, you may notice it says you can charge it. Ah, yes, that's right. When you look at the inside of the top of your Sphero Indi case, you'll see that there's a rectangular pocket, and inside that pocket is a charging cable with a bunch of different adapters depending on which kind you need. Well, simply plug this end into a standard wall outlet and take the other end and plug that into the side of this case, and the entire case acts as a charging device. So you only need one cord to charge all 8 robots. Now, if we think back to our student case, that means, well, we may not need this brown USB charging cable. Perhaps I store these somewhere else so the students don't have to worry about it, because I, as the teacher, when they come back and replace their robots, I'll have them plugged in so that they charge. So there you go. That is what is in your Sphero Indi class kit. You have your 8 robots in the charging yellow case, 8 blue student cases, and just when you think it couldn't get any better, but wait, there's more. When you open up your Sphero Indi class kit case, there's a zipper pouch. It's almost like a secret pocket on the back side of the top flap. When you open that up, the first thing you may come across are some additional color tiles. These aren't quite the same. They're not made of that vinyl we saw before. They're more of a cardstock, but they're an excellent addition to those kits when your students need a few more cards to get their program working. You'll also find in this resealable bag there are some clear sticky doodads that can go on the back of these cards to help them from sliding across the floor when the robot encounters them, because again they're made of cardstock. So those sticky doodads help them stick to the floor a little bit better. There's also some different letters and other various stickers that you can use for decorating, because again, who doesn't love stickers? But the coup de grace, I'm going to say, is this booklet. The Sphero Indi Educator Guidebook. This is full of amazing resources that can help guide you on how to use these robots with your students, including a bunch of pre-made activities that you can just take and go use directly with your students starting tomorrow. I would highly encourage you to look through this book, whether you're familiar or not with the ideas of computer science and how you can relate them to your students. One of my favorite parts is how they break the book down. It starts off with an introduction to computer science and the ideas behind computer science, and really it shows how any age learner can get into that skill. Then we get into the actual robot itself, the different parts of it, so that you can talk with your students about what it does. Again, there's some different activities in here that offer different challenges, and each activity has a discussion point with your students where it shows some question prompts and maybe some potential answers that your students can say to help you prepare for a lesson with them. Okay? One of my favorite parts of this is that educators love the idea that this is a screenless coding program, meaning you don't need a screen or any apps to do it. So it offers a really great introduction for especially young learners into concepts of computer science. When you decide that your students are ready for that next challenge, there is a section on the Sphero EDU Junior app, which allows you to take these robots from the cards on the floor to a connected device and do a little bit more with them. So again, this kit really offers everything from a great introduction to the basics of computer science and the thought process behind it, all the way up to actually programming in a block coding language environment. So there you go. That's the basic starting points of your Sphero Indi class kit. So there you have it, friends, the Sphero Indi Classroom Pack. Again, we think this kit offers a great introduction for everything from early learners on up to concepts of computer science like pattern recognition, algorithmic or logical thinking, and just basic logic steps. We hope that you and your learners enjoy exploring these concepts together and learning along the way.